Hey guys, I'm Lynnie with Sunflower Spirit Tarot, and I'm here with the message for Sagittarius, Sun, Moon, Rising, Venus, and any other significant placements. This is just going to be a general message, so whatever I see is what I will read. And I want to apologize in advance if you hear any background noise. I don't live alone, and I have no control over what anybody else in this house does, okay? Alright, let's get it going for Sagittarius, Sun, Moon, Rising, Venus, and any other significant placements. What does Sagittarius got going on for the week ahead of when they see this video? From the time they view this video, about a week ahead. What does Sagittarius need to know, need to see, need to be aware of? Do they need comfort, guidance, clarity? Whatever it is, allow me to give it to them at this time. Messages for Sagittarius, Sun, Moon, Rising, Venus, and any other significant placements. I so appreciate these messages, Spirit. Thank you so much. Let's do one more and we'll get going. Alright, 9 cards for Sagittarius, please. First card out, Judgment. We got the Knight of Pentacles. Let's set it up here. Somebody might be choosing to make some sort of commitment or make a final decision about something and just move forward towards that. We also have the 3 of Swords. And weirdly balancing on my hand like this, we have the 4 of Swords. Okay. So make a peace with a decision. Maybe make a peace with a decision to separate. Okay, we got the 7 of Cups at the center of the spread here. Somebody might be questioning somebody else's loyalty as a result of this decision. So if you're the one making the decision, right, the other people or person might be questioning your loyalty or your sense of loyalty or how committed you were to this thing, right? I feel like that might cloud your judgment a little bit. I feel like you don't want to be perceived as a disloyal person or as somebody who would prioritize yourself over others. But sometimes you just got to do what you got to do. What else do we have for Sagittarius? Let's finish up the spread for Sagittarius here. 9 cards for Sagittarius, please, Spirit. It's so funny because every day I do a different element, right? And every day the cards act different. Like today, they are being so stubborn in here. So y'all might be in a really stubborn mood at this time. You and Aries, because Aries was hard to pull out too. 3 more cards, please, Spirit, for Sagittarius. Got the King of Cups, I'm sorry. I said the Queen. Okay. We got the King of Cups, the 5 of Pentacles, and the 3 of Wands. Wow, very interesting. Got the 2 of Wands at the bottom of the deck. So yeah, I feel like somebody's making a decision. I'm not sure what that decision is based on what I'm looking at right now, but they're making a decision and they're following through with it. The decision looks like separating either from this King of Cups or you are this King of Cups, which is Cancer, Pisces, Scorpio energy. You don't have to be that sign or have that sign in your chart. It's just the energy of the masculine water sign. So let's clarify this 2 of Wands and I'll get to it here. I think you're looking for better days ahead. I feel like you might feel as if you have been through enough with this person. You have struggled enough. You have suffered enough. You have endured enough. And they might be, like I said, questioning your loyalty or your sense of integrity. And you might take that personally. You might really value this person's opinion about you and the way that you operate to the point where you got yourself, like, you're second guessing yourself, you're questioning yourself, and the whole time this person is gaslighting you, okay? Whole time they gaslight you. Dude, I thought it was me and you, right? I thought you were down. I thought it was, I thought we were gonna ride. I thought it was, us against the world, that Bonnie and Clyde bullshit. Whatever. Who cares? If they putting you through shit, if they putting you through hell, walk away. And I feel like that's what you have chosen to do, okay? You're doing what's best for you. And you might feel guilty about it. To be honest, you might feel guilty about it, but you know that you're making the right decision by separating yourself from this person, this place, this thing, this experience. It doesn't have to be a relationship for everybody, okay? So sometimes when people tune into tarot videos, the tarot reader might be saying, like, referring to another person, but it could just be your environment. It could be a friendship. It could be the situation that you're in. So just relate the energy, how it goes. But sometimes it's just easier to relate it to another person, especially because in my tarot, kings and queens are always people. They always represent physical people here on the 3D. I have very few rules for my tarot, and I think every tarot reader is different, but that's one of my rules because it just makes it easier to read. So there is a King of Cups involved here. So to me, it looks like there's a relationship either to this King of Cups or you are the King of Cups themselves, regardless of what kind of body you're in. And this King of Cups, okay, has had enough. They are looking for greener pastures on the other side. They are either, or you're separating yourself from this King of Cups, right? And you're the one who's looking for greener pastures. I just feel like somebody has been encouraging you to struggle with them, to suffer with them. Things will get better, things will change, and you've been waiting and waiting and waiting, and ain't nothing changed. Then nothing has changed but the day. And this person keeps trying to convince you that you're wrong for wanting to move on, or that you're wrong for expecting more from them, or that you're wrong for having boundaries, or that you're wrong for having standards. And that's not okay. Like I said, the whole time, this person's over here gaslighting you, and all you want is your freedom from this situation. But I just feel like because you made promises to this person, because you made a commitment to this person, you feel like really confused, like when they throw that kind of stuff at you, when they tell you those things, when they tell you that they're disappointed in you, and they thought y'all's relationship was gonna last forever and all that kind of stuff. And if like let's say this is with the job, you could be, you could have a conversation with your supervisor or something to be like, look, I'm working too many hours, like I can't do all this overtime, and the supervisor's like, well, I thought you were one of our star employees, I thought you really were here for the company, I thought you knew what it took to be successful. It's that kind of gaslighting stuff. That's what I'm talking about. Like people trying to make you feel guilty. Sorry, I feel like I'm super sweaty. It's super hot outside. People trying to make you feel guilty for just trying to live the best life that you can live for yourself, because they're profiting off of you. They're profiting not only off of your perceived ignorance, because I don't feel like you're ignorant. I feel like you've been aware of what's been going on for a while now. You just ain't said nothing, or you just haven't done anything about it, right? So they're profiting off of your perceived ignorance. They're profiting off of the fact that you are that kind of person who will go and be above and beyond for other people. You're that kind of person who will make a commitment and follow through. But I just feel like right now you're questioning that. Like, is this worth committing to? If I stick with this, am I just going to get my heart broken? Am I just going to end up in a worse position than I was in before? Is anything ever going to change? I feel like you're asking yourself all of these hard questions when really deep down in your heart, you already know what you want to do. And once you make that choice, Spirit is saying, once you make that choice, you're going to stick it out. You're going to have to stick it out. Okay? So ain't no going back. You might waver a little bit. You might think sometimes, well, it could have been, but it ain't, and it hasn't been. Okay? I just want y'all to stay grounded in reality. The first card we have out on the spread is Judgment. This represents discernment. Okay? And for those of you who don't fully understand discernment is just our ability to judge things. Discernment is just our ability to say, is this healthy for me? Is this not healthy for me? Like how much am I getting out of this? What should my investment in this be? Like that kind of thing. So when people say discernment, they don't mean like this highly spiritual concept. It's just about being a human being and learning and being able to judge people and situations and asking yourself, is this in my best interest? And being honest with that judgment that you're making. So if it's not in your best interest, it's time to let it go. It's time to set it free. And it's time to move on with your dignity intact, okay? Because you haven't done anything wrong, all right? 7 of Cups. Let's clear out the 7 of Cups for Sagittarius, please. Yeah, we got the Queen of Swords here. If I can get her out of the deck. We got the Queen of Swords and we got the 7 of Pentacles. Be graceful with yourself. Give yourself time. Be honest with yourself and the people around you about what you need. If you don't know where you stand, be honest about that, okay? If somebody could, if somebody's asking you, like, what do you want out of this? What do you need? How can I help you to make this better? How can we solve this? How can we, remediate this? How can, what can I do to make you stay, right? Whether it's a job, a person, whatever the case may be, you can be honest and say, I don't know if there's anything that you can do, right? You can be completely honest with how you feel. Now, I'm not saying they're going to respond positively to it, but what I'm saying right now is the Queen of Swords, she ain't telling no lies. You guys might have some Aries in your chart because it was a similar reading in the sense of being able to say what you need and mean what you say when you say it. Being honest, not missing your words, and not being too worried about how other people are perceiving you at this time, right? Putting up that front. Even if you're confused, just say, hey, I'm not sure what I want right now, but I know it needs to change. I know things need to be better than it is right now. Okay? I think you're going to find a lot of success in that. I think people are going to have a brand new sense of respect for you. Once you finally start telling the truth and stop people pleasing for all these people out here who don't really give a damn about you as a person. They only care about what they can get from you. Now that might not be exactly true for everybody in your world, but you know who I'm talking about, or you know the exact situation that this relates to right now. So this, I'm not talking about throw away everybody in your life. What I'm saying is focusing on those situations or relationships that you're having where you feel like you're being drained, where you're not getting anything out of it, where it does not feel reciprocal, where it feels very one-sided, like you're the one who's always calling, texting, showing up, giving money, being generous, planning the dates. Or if it's in a professional capacity, you show up early, you stay late, but when you ask to go on vacation, they're like, well, I don't know if we can make that happen. Y'all know what I'm talking about. All right, let's clarify this King of Cups. I want to know what's up with this King of Cups here. And if you're not in this King of Cups energy, it could be that somebody's just in their feelings about you separating yourself from them. Because even if you haven't actually pulled the plug, right, they can feel that emotional distance. They can feel that you're not giving to this relationship the way that you used to. Yeah. We got the Two of Cups, we got the Two of Pentacles, and with the Ten of Pentacles at the center, right? Clarifying this King of Cups. And the Lovers at the bottom of the deck. Right? So you might feel a very strong soul connection with this person. You might feel like your soulmates. You might feel like your twin flames. I'm not here to confirm or deny any of that. You guys have to use your own discernment when it comes to that kind of stuff, because those terms get thrown around so loosely these days. But what I will say is that you are in a committed relationship in some capacity with this King of Cups energy. And what you want is this Two of Cups love here, which is reciprocal and mutual. Okay, there's an attraction here, but there's also an understanding. You do for me and I'll do for you. I have one Two of Cups card in my Mega Tarot where they are like drinking from the other person's cup. So it's like, how you gonna give me an empty cup? Like, how you gonna be drinking from my full cup and gonna present me with an empty cup? And that's not what's in the card, but it's like, that's how I feel this energy is. It's kind of one-sided energy where you're the one who's giving and giving and giving, and not really getting much in return. You're not even necessarily doing it for them. You behave this way because you were always taught that that's how you should be, right? You should always do your best. You should always give everything you have to your relationships. You should always prioritize the people that you love. And that might go back to his childhood. I don't have time to sit here and break it down, but what I'm saying is that there might be some things that affected you when you were a child, not necessarily traumatic, but just the way that you learned to show love. Maybe you had one parent who was always the giver, doing everything, and then you had one parent who was a taker. So you saw that relationship style in your youth, and you have modeled after that. Like, your relationships are patterned after that. So you subconsciously seek out takers, people who are going to awaken that giver in you. But it is possible for two givers to be in a relationship, or else we wouldn't have this Two of Cups energy, right? We wouldn't have reciprocal love and mutual interest and all that kind of stuff, and mutual effort. We also have the Two of Pentacles here. The Two of Pentacles represents priorities. It can also represent deciding between two things, being indecisive. But I honestly don't feel like you're indecisive. I feel like you know what you want. You're just afraid of how it's going to come across to other people. And for people who have spent a lifetime prioritizing other people's feelings, prioritizing other people in general, prioritizing their job over their own health, over their own happiness, things like that, it takes a long time to break that, and it takes a long time to release yourself from the guilt that you might feel when you're doing stuff like that. So just like I said, once again, continue to give yourself grace as you go through this process. You also have to have the Ten of Pentacles here. This Ten of Pentacles is saying to me, is this long term? Does this have the ability to last a lifetime, right? Is this commitment real? Is it certain? And do I want this to be a part of my legacy? So think about whatever the commitment is that you've made, regardless of whether it's a personal or professional relationship with a person or a company or whatever, right? Think about the commitment that you've made. Do you want this to be a part of your legacy? When you look back 10, 20 years from now, are you going to be glad that you stayed? Are you going to be glad that you fought it out and that you continue to wait for things to change, right? Are you going to be glad about that? Last but not least, let's clarify this Three of Wands here. What does Sagittarius have to look forward to? I feel like this Three of Wands is really just speaking to looking forward to better days, for greener grass. You know what I'm saying? And hoping that all the effort and the energy that you put out into the world, even though it hasn't been returned to you yet, will one day make its way back to you. We have the Page of Pentacles. This talks about new energy, being a student again, being excited about life, willing and ready to learn, to take action, to speak, to put yourself out there, just being in this kind of very earnest energy. And I just feel like this is like start over energy. So whatever it is that you are leaving behind, that you're wrapping up, that you're deciding to put the kibosh on because you really do feel like it's in your best interest to do so, I feel like there's going to be a part of you that reawakens, that comes alive again. I think that you won't even realize how much this situation was draining you until you are able to fully separate yourself from it. Okay? All right, this is what I have for you, Sagittarius. I hope that this was helpful or enlightening in some way. Like, share, comment, subscribe, all that good stuff, and I'll see y'all next time.